Uh, Namaste. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Aparna. I am your emotional healing synergist. I am an Ayurvedic psychotherapist, a passionate infopreneur, edupreneur, and medical writer. In my pursuit to address, promote, and propagate Ayurveda and psychotherapy globally, I come up with discussions every week related to Ayurveda or mental health or psychotherapy and all the adjacent topics. So, today's topic of discussion is, a most frequently asked topic of discussion. This is a trending topic if it when it comes to emotional regulation. So, today's topic is emotional intelligence. So, today we are going to discuss about what is emotional intelligence and what are the signs of low emotional intelligence and high emotional intelligence, and how does emotional intelligence impact our mental health and holistic wellness, that is overall well-being. So what is the role that emotional intelligence has to play, and how do we improve our emotional intelligence? All these topics we are going to discuss today. Maybe today and the next session would be on emotional intelligence. So, if you have seen my previous video, I had talked about emotional metamorphosis. That is a disciplinary transformational, skill which is developed over a period of time. So I had also told that emotional intelligence plus emotional metamorphosis is equals to emotional wisdom. So we are discussing emotional intelligence from that. So how do we build emotional intelligence? So without wasting time, let's get started. So what is emotional intelligence? We all have heard, you all must have heard the word emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? See, emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and effectively use emotions, as the word itself indicates. Intelligence, so it is the use of to recognize, to understand, to manage, and effectively use emotions in oneself, so and others, to recognize, understand, manage your emotions and the emotions of the others. So it is a skill which is developed over a period of time. So what does emotional intelligence involve? So it involves skills such as empathy, self-awareness, emotional regulation, and social awareness. So it involves empathy, social awareness, emotional regulation, and a self awareness. So, EI enables individuals. EI is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence enables individuals to navigate their own emotions and those of others, leading to healthier relationships. So, what is the impact here? Is it helps in building healthier relationships, in effective communication and better decision making. Emotional intelligence helps us to build healthier relationships, effective communication, and better decision making. So, here, emotional intelligence, in simple words, is the ability to perceive, reason with, understand, and manage both within yourself and from other people. What are you managing? Emotions. So, which may include colleagues or supervisors in a professional setting. It may be used in a professional setting. Emotional intelligence, the skill which you develop, can be used in professional setting, perceiving emotions relates to how well you can identify what you or someone feels. If in a scenario, what you would feel and what somebody would feel. So what happens is, instead of reacting, you are gonna respond to the situations. So you can do this with non-verbal signals. See, emotional intelligence can also be expressed through non-verbal signals like facial expressions or body language. And reasoning is how you respond internally, to these emotions, both in terms of how much you prioritize them and how seriously you take them. So understanding the emotions, so understanding emotions includes how well you're able to perceive the meanings behind them and interpret what caused them. So if a person reacted in a sense, you are now able to perceive, that means understand, what might have went wrong, and why that person reacted, or why you did that, or why you reacted to it in such a way. So understanding and comprehending your emotions, so mainly self awareness and social awareness. So managing emotions is how you respond externally to these feelings, which can include what you say to someone else or changing your behavior to prevent yourself from feeling a certain way again. So, being able to understand and display emotional intelligence may give you the ability to help and manage other people. Being able to understand and display emotional intelligence gives you, the ability to manage. It helps in people management in a professional setup. So, what are the signs of emotional intelligence? So, an ability to identify and describe what people are feeling. If you're, emotionally intelligent, you have the ability to identify and describe what people are feeling, and an awareness of personal strengths and limitations. You know your personal strengths and your limitations because you're self aware. And self confidence, you develop self confidence and self acceptance. And self acceptance is also a thing in emotional intelligence. When you self accept yourself and take the responsibility of this, circumstances or the reactions you have made, then can you improve yourself. So the ability to let go of mistakes, so an ability to accept and embrace change. An emotionally intelligent person is always, willing to accept and embrace the change. A strong sense of curiosity, particularly about other people. The emotionally intelligent people have a strong sense of curiosity about other people, in terms of not gossip, in terms of their emotions, in terms of how people feel, how people think, how people react, in terms of that feelings of empathy and concern for others. Once you develop emotional intelligence, you be empathetic and you have concern for others. So showing sensitivity to the feelings of others and accepting responsibility for mistakes. So the ability, this is the to summarize, it is the ability to manage emotions in different situations. It's the emotional regulation or management of, managing emotion. So there are some components of emotional intelligence. So, what are the components of emotional intelligence? See, researchers suggest that there are four different levels of emotional intelligence, including emotional perception, the ability to reason using emotions, the ability to understand emotions, and the ability to manage emotions. First, you have to understand, emotions, then can you be able to manage the emotions. So perceiving emotions, the first step in understanding emotions is to perceive them accurately. In many cases this might involve understanding non-verbal signs such as body language and facial expressions. Once you start perceiving emotions, the first thing is the non-verbal signs, that is observing the body language and facial expressions of other people, and also self introspecting. What is your body language in a in a certain circumstance, and what are facial expressions in some, in some situations, or in some circumstances, maybe personal, maybe professional. And reasoning with emotions, the next step involves using emotions to promote thinking and cognitivity activity. Thinking, cognition is thinking. So next is reasoning. Why did I do so? Why did I react so? Why did I behave in such a way? So why do I experience these emotions? So emotions help prioritize that what we pay attention and react to. So we respond emotionally to things that garner our attention. So instead of reacting, how to respond? First, if you start reasoning with your emotions, then can you understand your emotions. Once you understand your emotions, you then manage your emotions. So understanding emotions, the emotions that we perceive carry a wide variety of meanings. So if someone is expressing angry emotions, the observer must interpret the cause of the person's anger and what it could mean. So if somebody in some situation is expressing anger against you, so is showing some anger, so instead of reacting, you could just take a bit back and just analyze why the other person is angry, what may be the reason, and how could you respond. So for example, if your boss is acting angry, it might mean that they are dissatisfied with your work. It may mean that your boss is dissatisfied with your work, or it could be because they've got you a um you are late at work or something. There might be some genuine reason, or there may be something which they might be angry of. Instead of reacting, you have to self first introspect that if you have made if there is a mistake from your end, and how do you respond to it. So, or it may be another reason, unrealistic reason, that they might have fought with their partner, or they have had a bad day and they're showing that anger on you. There may be many reasons for that. So and understanding and analyzing helps you in responding, so it can save your and your boss relationship. So and in the professional setting, in the personal setting also, it might save a relationship as well. So managing emotions, the ability to manage emotions effectively, is a crucial part of emotional intelligence and the highest level. Regulating emotions and responding appropriately, as well as responding to the emotions of others, are all important aspects. See, you have to keep your point, but in a way, not it helps you to keep your point. You can be you can keep your point but you will do it in a way that will not be hurtful to others, because now you're empathetic and you understand emotions, so you are managing emotions. You can be assertive, but you need not be aggressive. So the four and here, how to use, where is emotional intelligence used, you might ask. Okay, now I have I have learned the skill of emotional intelligence. If I learn the skill of emotional intelligence, where is it going to be used in my personal life, in my professional life? How is it gonna impact? So, emotional intelligence can be used in many different ways in your daily life. Some different ways, see, some of the ways is, being able to accept criticism and responsibility. So and any time, if you're able to accept criticism is if it is a constructive criticism, and taking responsibility of your actions, so it helps you to do that, being able to move on after making a mistake. People cannot move on after making some mistake, or after an argument, or being able to emotional intelligence helps you to move on. Now you understand emotions, now you manage emotions, so these emotions, you don't hold on to the emotions. So being able to say no when you need to, there are some situations where we should say no, that it is not we should use no as well. We can't say yes to everything and for every person in every situation. So, and being able to share your feelings with others, emotional intelligence helps you to share your feelings with others in a in an empathetic manner. So being able to solve problems in ways that work for everyone. So to get a win-win situation, a solution that works for you, a solution that works for others, and having great listening skills. So, EI also helps in developing listening skills. We have heard always that be a good listener, be a good listener. So, emotional intelligence, helps in having good listening skills and having empathy for other people. So, that is really important, because as you are having a difficult day or a unpleasant day, maybe others are also having an unpleasant day or difficult day. So learning emotional intelligence skills will help you, to manage, to have empathy towards other people. And see, then knowing why you do the things you do. So you are self aware when once you start practicing emotional intelligence, now you are self aware. So you always start analyzing why I reacted in that way, why I behaved in that way, could I do it any better. So this goes on. So this will also help you save many of the personal and professional relationships, or it might give you a peace at work and at home. So, and not being judgmental of others. So when you start developing EI skills, you are not being judgmental of others. So then you will ask that what are some examples that in different contexts, give some examples for emotional intelligence. What are some examples? So for students, in example scenario, exam stress management. So how does emotional intelligence help to manage the exam stress? A student with high emotional intelligence recognizes their anxiety before an exam, uses relaxation techniques. He will, pre-analyze that he will be having an anxiety before exam. So he uses relaxation techniques to calm himself or herself and approaches the test with a positive mindset. So you're prepared. When you're prepared, you can give an exam better. In the same way, when you're emotionally prepared as well, you can enhance your mental health and overall well being. So resulting, so what happens, it helps in improved performance. And for students, there is another example: group project collaboration. Presume that there is a group project. So a student demonstrates his emotional intelligence by actively listening to teammates. This you can take it for your professional setup as well. So by active listening, as I said, EI improves active listening skills. So, and understanding their perspectives as well, and resolving conflicts, and it helps in resolving conflicts constructively, leading to a successful and harmonious group project. So as I said, it could be, it always will be a win-win situation for both, for you and for others as well. And empathy with peers. A student with high EI notices a classmate's distress and offers a listening ear and support, showing empathy and helping create a supportive and caring classroom environment. These are for students, and you can take it in professional setup as well. And in the workspace specifically, how is intelligence going to impact a person with high emotional intelligence? What is he going to achieve? So effective leadership. So nowadays in leadership, with your degrees, you should also have, soft skills to manage people, or people management skills. So EI, a manager or a senior with a high emotional intelligence leads by example, matlab showing empathy towards employees and their challenges, and fostering open communication. As I said, you can be assertive, but don't be arrogant. So, and motivating the team, and all these, what happens is, all these in turn increases the morale and trust on of the employees on the leader, on you. And what increases the productivity increases ultimately. So, next in the workplace is the conflict resolution. An employee with high emotional intelligence, he always demonstrate by approaching a coworker with a, different opinion, like actively listening and finding a compromise that satisfies both the parties, leading to a smoother teamwork. See here, conflict resolution as well, because now what you do when you start, implementing EI techniques, what you do is you analyze your emotions, you analyze others emotions, and you work towards it. So what happens is, it leads to a smoother teamwork. Next is receiving feedback. An employee with high emotional intelligence listens attentively to the constructive feedback. See, always be open to the constructive criticism or the constructive feedback that will help you, to grow in your professional life. So he remains composed and seeks clarification. So what happens is, it helps you receiving, responding. This is also a responding technique. When you are receiving, feedback, and you're receiving a constructive feedback, if you remain composed, if you analyze and seek clarification, if you feel that you need more further clarification of what went wrong, why are you receiving this feedback, you can ask. But there is a way to ask, and using the feedback to improve performance rather than becoming defensive. See, you can be open to constructive feedback. What happens, it improves your performance. Some feedbacks, helps to improve you. So rather becoming defensive, you can just accept and adopt those, feedback. So what does a EI, high emotional intelligence person can deal his relationships? So in relationships, how will he do? Like active listening, even in a romantic relationship or a sibling relationship or a parent and child relationship, one partner practices active listening when the significant expresses other expresses concerns, so validating their emotions and strengthening the bond between them. It helps to strengthen your personal relationships as well. And empathetic parenting, a parent uses emotional intelligence to understand their child's emotions during a difficult moment. Why is my child behaving like this? Why did he do whatever he did? So validating their feelings and providing comfort, which helps the child develop emotional intelligence as well. And bond between the parent and the child becomes stronger. And here, as we have conflict resolution with your colleagues, here in personal relationships you can resolve conflicts with your friends. If two friends have a disagreement, instead of arguing, they use their emotional intelligence skills to empathize with each other's viewpoints. So, communicate openly and find a solution that preserves their bond and their friendship. So, and see, all these are mere just some of the examples. Emotional intelligence can be used in infinite places, infinite situations. So emotional intelligence can have a positive impact on various aspects of life, including academic success, workplace interactions, the quality of the relationships. So developing and applying emotional intelligence skills enhances communication, empathy, understanding, and collaboration, leading to more positive outcomes in different contexts. So here we are now seeing that emotional intelligence has a profound impact on overall well-being. How does it if impact the overall well-being? So it can influence various dimensions of life and contributing to a balanced and fulfilling existence. So mental health, high emotional intelligence is linked to better mental health. So people with a strong EI have greater emotional awareness and regulation skills, which help prevent and manage conditions like, see, in how does emotional intelligence help in mental health? So, high emotional intelligence is always linked to better mental health. How? See, if you have, people with strong, emotional intelligence have a greater emotional awareness and regulation skills, which help prevent and manage conditions like anxiety, depression, and stress, and many other mental health issues. So they also develop more positive thought patterns and coping strategies. So they develop positive thought patterns. In turn, they develop coping strategies and problem solving skills. So it is emotional intelligence impacts mental health. And how do and emotional intelligence also impacts emotional resilience, that is emotional strength. So EI fosters emotional resilience, enabling individuals to bounce back from challenges and setbacks with greater ease. So high emotional intelligence individuals can handle adversity with maintaining a positive outlook. So, emotional intelligence fosters emotional resilience. And what does emotional resilience do? To bounce back from the challenges and setbacks with greater ease. So, and it helps in, as I have already discussed, it helps in relationships. Effective interpersonal skills are a hallmark of emotional intelligence. So high emotional intelligence individuals build and maintain healthier relationships, communicate more effectively, and manage conflicts with empathy and understanding. So, stress management. Individuals with high emotional intelligence manage stress more effectively by employing healthy coping mechanisms such as mindfulness, relaxation techniques, and seeking support. So, this also helps in stress management. And physical health. See, high emotional intelligence contributes indirectly to physical well-being. How? Effective stress management, emotional regulation, positive coping strategies, problem solving skills, all can reduce the negative impact of stress and promote overall health. And emotional intelligence also helps the quality of life. So emotional intelligence enhances overall life satisfaction. So when you analyze emotion, understand emotion, and when your conflicts come down, when your work life is balanced, so when with people with high EI experience greater emotional balance, positivity, and fulfillment, leading to an improved sense of well-being. So workplace success. In professional settings, a high emotional intelligence is associated with better teamwork, better leadership, better communication, better conflict resolution, and this can lead to greater career satisfaction and success. You don't keep job hopping, and you will have a greater job satisfaction and greater success, professional success. So adaptability. So emotional intelligence enables individuals to adapt more easily to change, leading to a higher level of comfort and well-being during transitions and uncertain times. So it is adaptability, self care, and self compassion. People with high emotional intelligence are more attuned to their own needs and practice self care regularly. They are self compassionate and they practice self care regularly. It may be exercise, it may be diet, it may be whatever self care, whatever you feel as the appropriate self care. People with high emotional intelligence practice that. So, what happens is they treat themselves with kindness and compassion, nurturing their emotional well being. So positive outlook. What happens is with emotional intelligence cultivates a positive mindset and an optimistic outlook on life. So high EI individuals are more likely to focus on solutions, see opportunities, and experience a sense of hope. So they feel an empathy and connection. In high EI individuals connect deeply with others due to their empathetic nature. This connection contributes to a sense of belonging and support, enhancing emotional well-being. So it also helps in personal growth. So EI promotes self awareness and self improvement. So high EI individuals are more motivated to learn from experiences, evolve, and strive for personal growth. So, emotional intelligence has a far reaching impact on overall well being. Emotional intelligence shapes mental health, mental resilience, emotional resilience, relationships, stress management, physical health, career success, and more. By cultivating emotional intelligence, individuals can lead a more balanced and fulfilling and emotionally healthy life. So, in the end, I just want to discuss the signs of low emotional intelligence. So, how do you know that personally and that person is emotional intelligence is low? So, difficulty recognizing emotions. Individuals with low EQ or EI may struggle to identify and label their own emotions accurately, leading to confusion about their feelings. They will not be able to analyze why they feel what they feel, and in such cases, what happens is they usually react the situations unknowingly or unintendingly, and they spoil their professional relationships, personal relationships. So, and because of that they have poor emotional regulation. So low emotional regulation, so low in EI individuals, that is emotional intelligence individuals, may have difficulty managing their emotions, often reacting impulsively or excessively to emotional triggers. They often react rather than respond. See, it is a process. Emotional intelligence cannot be developed, in a day or two. It is a constant process. It is a lifetime process, and people with low EI will have lack of empathy. People with low EI may struggle to understand or connect with others' emotions, leading to insensitive or dismissive behavior. So, difficulty in building relationships. What happens is low EI individuals may face challenges in forming and maintaining healthy relationships due to poor communication skills and lack of understanding and limited self awareness. So those people with low IQ will be unaware of their strengths, their weaknesses, their emotional patterns, their and this hinders the personal growth, self improvement, and professional growth. And ineffective communication, what happens is when the people who have poor emotional intelligence lead to misunderstandings and misinterpretations in communication. So what happens is it causes conflicts and strained interactions, because they are unable to understand others emotions as well, why others might say this. So um when they are ineffective in understanding, so what happens is this may lead to conflicts and strained interactions. So difficulty handling stress, so low EI individuals may have trouble managing stress and may resort to unhealthy coping mechanisms. So they resort always to unhealthy coping mechanism. They may get into the trap of depression, or they may get into the trap of drugs, tobacco, alcohol, or all those things to cope with their stress, because they feel difficulty in handling their stress and they are resistant to change. Individuals with low EI might struggle with adapting to change, as they may find it challenging to regulate their emotions during transitions. So, all these are, the signs of people who have low emotional intelligence. So, for this, we have to develop high emotional intelligence in order to improve our overall well-being. So tomorrow in the next session I'm gonna discuss about what are the signs of people who have high emotional intelligence and how to develop emotional intelligence. I'll give you some strategies to develop, to start working on emotional intelligence, so that we can work together on our personal, professional, and emotional well-being, that is holistic wellness. So, if you have any questions regarding the session, please put it in the comment section. And if you want me to discuss any other, subject regarding mental health or psychotherapy or Ayurvedic psychiatry or psychotherapy, please share your thoughts, in the comment section, so that I'll get to know. And thank you. That's it for today. Thank you for staying tuned. Namaste.